Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Alyssa, and for today's video, I'm going to be bringing you a few different last minute Halloween makeup looks. I'm so excited because one, I've never actually done a Halloween video where I've compiled multiple looks into one, and two, I made sure to utilize makeup products that the everyday makeup wearer probably already has in their collection, and if for some reason you don't have an item, it is something that you can find at your local drugstore. I wanted to make sure I did it this way because I'm very well aware that I tend to create very over-the-top and eccentric Halloween looks, and in doing so I tend to utilize products that most people either don't have in their collection or they don't want to spend their money on it because they know they're not going to use it a lot, which is completely understandable. And so I wanted to create this video to be as inclusive as I could make it, to appeal to a wider range of individuals, and also I tried to make sure that the looks would be suitable for either adults or children in case you needed ideas for both. So I really hope that you guys are excited. I don't want to ramble on too long because I don't know how many looks I'm currently going to include, so who knows what I've done by the time you guys are seeing it, but I really hope that you enjoy it. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, share this video with your friends, and yeah, you guys, let's just go ahead and get started.
Alright y'all, we are starting off strong with a classic kitty cat for these last minute Halloween makeup looks. So jumping right into it, I am obviously starting with a full face. I've got my foundation, concealer, powder, and brows on. I will list all the products I use for every look individually down below, so definitely check there if you're curious. But I am starting with my Benefit Hoola bronzer here, and I am just going to contour my cheeks and my forehead like normal, so do with that however you are comfortable. From here, I am taking my old school Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm using the deepest shade in there just to really add some depth to this contour. So I'm going to push this all up along the outer portions of my forehead into my hairline, and then obviously in the most hollow portion of my cheek. Moving on to the eyes, I'm going back into my Hoola bronzer, and I'm pretty much almost doing a cut crease, except I'm never actually going to cut the crease. Just keeping this high on the lid, really dragging it out, and then connecting it to your nose contour. Just make sure when you're doing your nose contour for this look, you contour the side of your nose, not on top of it, as cats naturally have a wider looking nose. And then I just go in with a little bit of that deeper contour shade from the Kat Von D palette just to add a little bit of depth. You definitely don't have to do that if you don't want to. I am now going to add on a wing. I think this is probably the key part to this look because obviously it's going to give you the most cat eye effect. So do a big one or a little one, whatever you're comfortable with. And then I lined my waterline and lower lash line with a black kohl liner all the way from inner to outer corner, because we are also going to do an inverted wing on the inner portion of our eye here, as you can see. If I'm being honest with you guys, this is probably the most tedious and difficult part of this look, just trying to get this even because it's such a small space and we all don't do it that often. You could totally skip it if you want, but I definitely think it really adds to the look. So if you're comfortable, definitely go ahead and do it. And now I'm just going to go back in with my Hoola bronzer and just really kind of smudge out the lower lash line a bit, as I didn't want the black liner to be a harsh stop. Moving on to creating our little kitty cat nose, I am just using again another felt tip liquid liner, but you can use anything that you have. I just kind of drew it in a little, almost kind of like heart shape on my nose and then filled it in. And then I connected my nose to my upper lip, and then you're gonna only want to fill in your upper lip for this look to kind of block out the bottom. You could paint the bottom pink, you could put foundation over it, whatever you want. And I am using a black liquid lipstick because I have it, but again, you could use a liner, whatever you have. And the only other thing you want to remember with the lips is to kind of elongate out the edges just to kind of widen your smile, and I think that really helps make it more cat-like. And then here what I'm doing is taking my eyebrow pencil and just drawing on my little whisker dots. I am not sure what their actual name is, but whisker dots sounds good to me. And so I did 3 darker ones and then just added a few little lighter ones here. You don't need to do that. You don't have to put any at all if you don't want to, but I'm extra, and so this is what I did. And then last but not least, for my whiskers, I again used a liquid liner and just popped them on. I think the ticket with the whiskers is to really not think about it, because I kind of overthought it and then mine turned out crooked, but it looked too cute for me to take it off and I really didn't care that much, so just slap them on there, guys. They're gonna look adorable no matter how you do it. And then there you have it. This is such an easy look to do, you guys, because it literally takes so few products. That's the reason I love it so much. And of course, you can dress it up or dress it down depending on the outfit you wear, which is one thing I absolutely love about this kitty cat costume. Alright, so jumping into the next look, your girl has busted out the blonde wig. And ooh, guys, you can't tell me nothing. Me as a blonde is just 10 out of 10. I look so cute. And we are going for kind of like a grungy clown vibe with this one. So you're going to want to do your base makeup however you're comfortable, all the way up until you're ready to do your eyes. And for your eyes, we're going to be using 2 different colors, one on each eye. I'm starting off with an orange eyeshadow. For me, you can do any color combo you are comfortable with, whatever matches your outfit, whatever matches your mood, whatever you please. But I am going to go black and orange like you saw, like typical Halloween colors for me. And so I'm just going to pop this orange eyeshadow all over the lid, really making sure just to blend it up into the crease, into the outer edges, making sure there's just no harsh stops. But I'm literally just slapping on the orange eyeshadow. I'm then going to take a small little fluffy brush and I'm going to, it's supposed to be a triangle. Is it a triangle? No. But again, it's very grungy, very messy. And believe me, this is a look that you're just going to have to trust the process, because I'm going to look a hot mess until I look a hot mess. You know what I'm saying? Anywho's. So after you draw like your triangular shape on the top of the brow, I then take the eyeshadow and I run it from inner to outer corner on my lower lash line. And then I start, I don't want to call it a triangle because it's definitely not a triangle down here, but almost kind of like dragging it down like a teardrop, if you will, down my cheek to as far as you want it to go. I kind of did it about halfway, and then once you see me do the other eye, you'll notice that I did one longer than the other. Just have fun with you guys. There is no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing here. For my other eye, like I said, I'm using black. Again, use whatever colors that makes you comfortable. Black is a very bold choice. It can be a very unforgiving choice, but I thought it was cute. And then again, I'm going to go ahead and start drawing the triangular shape on my upper brow. As you'll see when I do it, guys, they're not even the same dang shape, okay? Like I said, that's why I wanted it to be kind of grungy so it could be messy. You can do it really precise if you want to, but again, I was going for quick and easy last minute looks, and to me, spending all that time making it super precise would take too much time, and that would defeat my purpose. So I drew the shape on my upper brow, and then again, bring it down to the lower lash line. And then I would highly recommend, if you do go with black and you start doing like the tear draggy down the face, whatever you want to call it, use very little to no product so you have more wiggle room to work with. Okay, you guys, black is tricky. Don't just plop it on and just hope for the best. I then decided, for whatever reason, that I just wanted to add a little bit of orange to this eye. Depending on your color combo, you may not want to do this, but I decided to do it. I don't know why, but I did it. And so here is me adding the orange to the crease of my black eye. And then I decided I wanted to add glitter. So I'm using my Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals palette. And because she has like the perfect glitters for the colors that I decided to use, I'm going in with this gunmetal glitter on the lid. And then I'm going in with the orange glitter on the other lid. I also eventually, as you'll see, put the glitter a little bit on my lower lash line and kind of dragged it down my tear lines as well. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. And of course, you know your girl popped on lashes, because who would I be if I didn't pop on lashes? I don't know. And then for my clown nose, I made it really simple. I literally just put down some of the black eyeshadow and then kind of went around it with the orange eyeshadow. And then I just kind of went in back and forth between those two steps until I was satisfied with the pigmentation. You don't have to draw a nose if you don't want to, and you can always just use one color if you want to. Again, have your liberty. It's just for fun. And then I'm going to use the same black liquid lipstick that I used for the cat makeup look previously, and I'm going to fill in my entire mouth. And then you're going to want to make sure that you extend the smile lines on both sides, much like we did for the cat, to give you that creepy clown smile. And then there you have it, you guys. This is my little take on a grungy clown moment. I love it because she's glam, yet she's kind of grungy. It's super gorgeous. I love the way it looked. Made me feel like a bad bitch, if you know what I'm saying. You can't tell me nothing right now. And so I really hope that you guys like this one. This one was super fun for me to do. Jumping into our third look, we are going in with another animal theme. I'm so excited because I think the deer looks are always so stinking cute. So starting off, I did do all my foundation. I used a very full coverage foundation because I'm going in with a lot of concealer, as you can see here. So I wanted to make sure that it was a full coverage foundation so that way the concealer looked balanced against it. I am essentially going to put it on my chin, forehead, nose, and then all around my eye area, connecting it underneath my nose as you see here. And then I'm just going to blend it out with my beauty sponge. It is going to look buck wild. Haha, you see what I did there? For a while, you guys, because the makeup is going to be so heavy at first, but just trust the process. I am now taking a cream bronzer to start working on darkening up the outer perimeters of my face. So starting on the cheeks, I am going above like my contour area. I'm kind of pretty much going on top of my natural cheekbone. And then of course I'm going to put a thick line all around the top of my forehead. I'm going to just buff it out a little bit with this brush, but then I will eventually go in with my sponge and just blend everything together nice and even. This is just kind of letting me map out the area that I want the bronzer to be. I then go in and use the leftover to put a little bit underneath my chin, on the tip of my nose since it's going to be brown later anyways, and just a quick little nose contour that I will tighten up later. But then as you can see here in just the next moment or two, I'm going to start buffing it out with my beauty sponge to make sure there are no harsh lines. Everything blends together seamlessly. And then of course, like I've already mentioned, every time I use a cream, I set it with a powder. So I'm going to set the bronzer with a powder bronzer, and then I'm going in with the banana shade from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette to put it everywhere in which I put concealer. I thought this was the perfect shade for my skin tone, and it looked very animated, so I really liked it, and it of course made me look nice and flawless. So I put this everywhere that I put concealer originally. So now I'm going in and cleaning up my nose contour with some powdered bronzer. For this nose contour, you are going to want to do it more on the top of your nose to make your nose appear more skinny, whereas on the cat look, we did it more on the sides of our nose to make our nose appear more wide. So do just keep that in mind for this one. And then for the eyes, it's really very simple. I'm taking a brown pencil liner. This one so happens to be from Marc Jacobs, and essentially it's going to be just a regular line of eyeliner on the top. I'm just starting off doing this inner portion here like you see, so almost like an inverted wing, except I'm not going to connect it to the bottom, and I'm just drawing a line straight down from the top of my normal upper lash line to the sides of my nose, and this is just kind of going to give us that like inner line that little deers have. And then I just take a brush and smudge it out because I don't want it to look too perfect and too precise. I want it to be nice and buffed and smudged out. And then I'm going to take a white liner and I'm going to line my waterline with it all the way from inner to outer corner. I'm going to even make it so it goes and touches the brown line that we created. And then I'm going to go back in with the brown liner and just put it on the outer third of my lower lash line, right up on my lashes. You want this to be nice and tight. And what this is going to do is, along with the white eyeliner, it's going to give my eye that very doe-eyed effect, if you will. So it's kind of creating a rounder eye shape for me. And then once I lay that down, I'm going to go back in with the brush and again just smudge it out a little bit as to not be so precise. Just like the cat look, we're going to draw on a little deer nose. I'm using the exact same brown eyeliner that I've been using this entire time. And as you can tell, I did pop on some really like big, kind of fluffy lashes for this look. So you can wear lashes if you want to, or just mascara if you prefer not to. And then of course we're going to do our lips. Just like the cat look, we're only going to fill in our upper lip, and I am using a brown liquid lipstick because I have it, but again, you could totally use the same brown eyeliner that you use for the rest of the look. And then you're not going to need to elongate the sides or anything. You're strictly just going to fill in your upper lip as normal. For all the little white dots all over my face, I'm using Mayron Clown White because I have it, but you could use a lighter foundation, concealer, a face paint from the drugstore, whatever you want, but I'm just taking a brush handle and then kind of smearing out the product and using it to create the dots, and then I use a slightly smaller one just for some added definition, some different sizes. Do with that how you will. As you can see, I do end up putting some on my shoulders and chest, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to, if you strictly want it on your face. But I am setting this product with a white eyeshadow. Any cream product that you do this with, I highly suggest you set it, because if not, girl, it will move and you gonna get played. So don't get played. I then take that white eyeshadow and just do a little bit on that inner corner to make it more bright and open. And then last but not least, I'm just going to put a little bit on that inner portion of my crease. And that's again just creating a little bit more of an animated style to the makeup look. And then that's literally it, you guys. This is the completed look. I love it. I think this works well for couples costumes if you want to be a hunter and a deer. I think it's adorable for little kids, like so stinking cute. And you guys, the headpiece, I got it on Amazon and it was just a 10 out of 10 purchase. So I absolutely love this one. Okay guys, last but not least, this one tickles me to the core because I am a Chad for all the shitty ass men that I have to come in contact with in my lifetime. So I was so excited for this one because I have never really turned myself into a dude, so I was excited to see it. I am going to link the video in which I used to figure out how to contour my face into a more manly structure, if you will. The creator's name is Gwyneth. I'm going to link it down below. I think she did an excellent job of explaining everything, so I highly suggest following her tutorial for this, and then kind of using some of what I do for reference. But essentially, I'm going to start by contouring my cheeks well above my cheekbone and kind of curving it down onto my jaw to give myself a more like angular face here. This was probably the favorite part of mine because I really saw a difference in my cheeks the minute I did it. I thought it was so fun and so cool. And then for the nose, I'm placing a lot of contour there on that inner portion of my eye, as you guys can see, to give me a more deep set, more like furrowed brow type of look, and then just kind of dragging it down my nose. I'm creating a slightly wider nose for myself, so when you do that, again, that's contouring more on the sides of the nose versus the top of the nose. And then I do a little bit of a line on the very bridge of my nose, kind of between my brows, like you guys saw, again, to give myself more of a blocked facial structure there. I then also just put a line on my forehead and then kind of messed around with my temples a bit. Again, I really encourage you to check out the video from Gwyneth that I will have down below to follow this, because she does it in much slower time, which I think is really beneficial. And then there, all I was doing was creating a more rounded chin for myself. And then of course, as always, I've said it about 300 times in this video, but I'm going to set it with some powder. I probably could have waited to do this a little later in the video, but you know, you win some, you lose some. And every now and then I just wing it. So I am just setting it with some of my Benefit Hoola bronzer, all the places that I put that contour. And then I do go in with the darkest shade in the Kat Von D palette again to just kind of add a little bit of definition to some of this. This is primarily for my cheeks here because I really want to make sure that my like cheekbone area is super structured. As you can see, it makes a huge difference just adding that little bit of depth there. Like, I loved the way that my cheeks looked. Now I'm going to start adding some concealer because obviously we do now need to bring some parts of the face forward. And so I'm doing that on my chin. What I was adding in the middle there was like a little cleft. That's what she was doing in the video. I don't like the way it looked on me, so, you know, kind of do that as you will. But I had kind of already committed to it. But then I do it on my forehead, keeping it below that contour line. As you guys can see, normally as a woman, I do bring it up higher, but I kept it below the line. And then of course, nice and straight down the nose. You can see how much wider my nose looks there. I love it. It's so cool. I love when you can see it coming together. That's what makes it super fun. And then of course, I'm just going to put a little bit on the sides of my nose and then above my cheekbones. And then I just go in with my brush that I was using to make sure I blend everything together, because you don't want any harsh lines or else it's going to look really fake. Obviously, you want to try and look as realistic as possible. Now I'm going to put on my brows. For me, I decided to make my brows pretty bushy because men typically have a little bit more bushy eyebrows. And then the big thing here is just to make your eyebrows as straight as you possibly can, because most of the time men do not have the curve in their eyebrows that us women give ourselves. And so I just tried to make it as straight as I could and kind of make the tail a little less thin. But you do whatever you're comfortable with, however you like. And then now I'm going to start working on my facial hair. So this would obviously be way better if you had a darker cream bronzer, but I did not have one. So I'm using the darkest powder from the Kat Von D palette again. It does work, but a cream bronzer would definitely be way better. After I do a little bit of that with a stippling sponge, I am now just going in with my brow pencil and just doing hairline strokes. You can do as much or as little facial hair as you want. Do it all over your jaw if you want. Do just the mustache, just a little goatee. Have fun with it here. This is your time to shine. And literally, guys, that's it. I put on my accessories. This is me showing my parents. I literally thought I was going to pee on myself. And I don't know that I've ever looked more like my dad. So let me know what you think down below. But literally, you guys, this is it. This is hilarious to me. I don't know what I'm doing here. I guess this is, I think, how men act because they are childish. But I hope you enjoyed all these last minute Halloween looks. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.